and welcome to A Brief History of Mystery, which I apparently can't say. A Brief History of Mystery, I'll pronunciate better. And I am joined by the guys from Aliens and Stuff. Say hi, guys.
Hey.
Jeez.
Hello.
How we doing?
Hello. Thanks for having us on the show, Jamie. Really appreciate it.
Which actually goes on to my first question of the evening, right? So we've got the biggest names in UFO. Jeremy Corbell has obviously released this video in the last 24 hours of the related to the UFOs over the Omaha. Well, one of the things he says in one of the interviews I saw is that he says, well, look, you've been asking for this. This is everything. This is video footage, radar footage of the same thing, expert witness. Isn't this what you wanted?
Who gave him the footage?
Well,
that's what I want to know. Where's he getting it from? What's your thoughts on Corbell?
Initially, he's a filmmaker that's latched on, and he's got a nice little career out of being friends with Bob Lazar and George Knapp, is basically my opinion. I don't even know if he believes in UFOs.
I find it quite interesting that it seems to be him that gets the information first. We talked about Corbell a little bit last week, actually, when we jumped on with Ash and Greg on their podcast, Pursuit of the Paranormal last week. A bit of a shout out to those guys if they're watching. And we talked a little bit about kind of he's very arty, Corbell, in the way in which he portrays stuff. I mean, if you've watched his documentaries that he's done on Lazar, he's also done documentaries, obviously, on Skinwalker Ranch with George Knapp. And I think Ash it was that made the point is you get 40 minutes in before you realise it's about Bob Lazar. Yeah. And I mean, one of my points to that, playing devil's advocate here a little bit, was I think maybe he's trying to appeal to people that have a kind of mild interest in the field rather than people like us who I feel we're pretty well informed compared to most people. And same with you, Jamie, and I think a lot of the people watching as well, and shout out to some of them that are, because we know them as well from our channel. I think I struggle to understand why it's always him that gets the first scoop on content that's going out. And that makes me question him a little bit. And we've had conversations about that. Is he a misinformation artist? You know, and is he being, part of I think Spencer said it actually last week. I think he's a very good marketeer. He's very good at telling a story, and that is literally what marketing is. 101 is storytelling, and maybe they're giving him the information because he's very good at distributing it in a way which appeals to the wider audience, or maybe he is just being given this by the government because he's a misinformation artist.
He was making films about different things, and then he met George Knapp, and then he suddenly thought, oh, well, would you like to meet my friend Bob Lazar? And that's kind of how it happened. He was a UFO guy that wanted to make a film. He's a film guy that's making
UFO. So originally he was a martial artist. He invented his own form of martial arts.
Really?
Would you believe? Yeah. Then went into he got really, really ill in India and couldn't perform martial arts anymore. And that's when he got into doing more sort of fine art projects and things like that. And then eventually moved into sort of documentary filmmaking. I mean, as Mike said earlier on, he definitely does like all the attention.
I agree with Hertz on that.
He loves it. He loves it.
But then you've got, I mean, I know one of the things you always say, Mike, is, he's very arty. He's very arty. That is his background.
Yeah, true.
But then it's kind of like we discussed before, which is, although, yes, he might be doing good things, and we'll get on to why that might be good or not later on. But I think there's always going to be an element of self-promotion if you have that sort of background. I mean, you know what the art world's like and things like that. That being said, is he actually doing it is his modus operandi to improve people's knowledge and to expose this, or is it just a platform he's using to promote himself and it just happens to work?
On the Joe Rogan experience.
Well, I was about to say that, Jamie. Yeah.
Why was he even there, for one?
I agree with you on that.
How many times did he interrupt and sort of say, oh, well, I'll take that one for Bob? Who are you?
Yeah, he did that a few times. He did the same thing as well with David Fravor, who was the Navy pilot that's on TikTok.
He's almost there to hold everyone's hand, isn't he?
Is he there to add context, or is he there? I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Personally, I don't think he is a misinformation guy. I don't think he's a plant. But I'm as Spencer said, and Tom touched upon. I don't know what his motivations are.
I don't know, money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can say that about anybody in this field. Anybody you get hold of any video, who goes on any, podcast, chat show, Joe Rogan, are they in it for the money? Are they being paid? And I think it's good to look at everything with a bit of skepticism for sure. And, it's been no secret, I'm not a massive fan of Jeremy Corbell, the person, but I don't think it's fair to judge on what his kind of, why he's doing it. We look at what we do for a living, and we have an alien chat show, and you guys are in marketing and I'm a car salesman. Do you know what I mean? We've got no, we're not experts by any means, but I don't think he claims to be an expert either. He just brings things forward and puts his opinion on it, I think, and can, all right, I may find him a tad irritating, but is he doing good for the community as a whole by bringing evidence forward, assuming that he isn't a plant, and I don't think he is? Yeah, I don't have to like him, but I think he's probably doing a good thing overall for the community.
I think Nelly makes a very good point there. Thanks for putting that comment up, Jamie, because that's what I was kind of trying to articulate before, that maybe he's just trying to appeal to the wider audience and kind of increase the size of the field a little bit, the people within it, and I think that's only a good thing. I mean, there's all that have been trying to get more people like Stephen Greer, which I'm sure we're going to talk about later. He's trying to get more people talking about it and into the field. We've got our opinions on him, which I'm sure we'll touch on later. But anyone that's trying to get more people into the field talking about disclosure and ufology and aliens and anything like that, I think it's only a good thing. So maybe I'm doing a bit of disservice, but
at the same time, though, there was that recent interview with Corbell and Knapp where they were almost scoffing at people's skepticism regarding the videos. And I think that you have to promote, and this is one thing that, I mean, to a point, Stephen Greer is more successful at, is you've got to, I think, foster and encourage a degree of skepticism with topics like this. I mean, one of the things that always stands out to me, because obviously, you've got this leaker that's giving Corbell all of these documents. You look at how aggressively they pursued Snowden, for example, for leaking government secrets. If this stuff was high level enough and secretive enough, do you not think that they'd be able to crack down on who that leaker was?
The video that we've seen today, that was filmed by somebody aboard the USS Omaha. It wouldn't be difficult to find out who filmed. And at the end of the day, they're an operating Navy, person. They're actually in service. So I don't think it'd be hard to find out who created the video. And from there, you create a trail, and you would find out surely how it got out. Yeah. It's not the only video to have been leaked. Before it was to Tom DeLonge. We need artists to get it out there. I would argue they've been doing that for 50 years through the movies industry, but thanks to the CIA. So was it leaked or was it released?